The Thunder are embarrassing the NBA. Let's get into this reaction.
Last night in a matchup against the Jazz, the 15-1 OKC Thunder found themselves in a tough spot, facing a deficit halfway through the third quarter. One of just a few times they've trailed in the third all season, getting out-rebounded, out-hustled, back against the wall, and looking to take just their second loss of the season. With 7...
By the way, bro, I know this is very off-topic, but y'all gotta start drinking my water, fool. I ain't gonna lie. Like, literally, I already knew that, like, drinking one bottle of water a day wasn't really like not recommended, but like I don't know why. I really just found out that like it takes you and you need at least 3 to 5, even 5 at most is like the most bottle of water you need to drink a day. But like I ain't gonna lie, most people don't even drink like even 2 bottles a day. Like I was drinking like 1 to 2 bottles a day. You know what I'm saying? Like just shit crazy, man. Now I'm drinking it though. Like literally the first thing, I don't eat anything. I just drink water. Like, I drink at least 3 bottles of water because I be going to the gym and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to drink more water, though, you know? Because you got to get your shit healthy, bro. Y'all be drinking. Y'all piss me dark yellow. My shit be white.
Minutes and 20 seconds left in the quarter, Keontae George hit these 2 free throws, giving the Jazz a 7-point lead. Now, remember that. Down 7 with 7 minutes left in the third. It wasn't until a minute and a half later when Lou Dort hit this jumper to give the Thunder their first lead of the quarter and opened up the floodgates on the Jazz.
5 minutes, just over 5 to play in the third. SGA step back 3.
This was 11 go.
Damn.
Across court to Caruso.
Damn.
Drives and kicks. Williams for 3.
Damn.
I was talking about it.
Damn.
This is going to be a quick run for
Damn.
Caruso.
White, light-skinned dude Dennis?
Someone's going to take a jump.
That shouldn't even count, bro.
By the end of the third, just 7 minutes later,
That's crazy.
the Thunder went from 7 points
How many threes they hit? They hit like 6 threes.
A 29-point swing to finish out the quarter. The Jazz were outplaying the Thunder for nearly 3 quarters and then got blown out in the blink of an eye. The Oklahoma City Thunder aren't just a good team. They are one of the best teams in modern NBA history.
Not facts. They're not being the Warriors, though. Fuck.
Today's video is sponsored by
the description. Good, Jimmy.
In Monday's game against the Pelicans, the OKC Thunder completely blitzed a struggling New Orleans team, getting out to a 25-point lead in the first quarter. 49 points in total, a new franchise record. The rest of the game wasn't much different. The Thunder making quick work of the Pelicans in the same fashion they have just about every other team they faced this season.
Dort again. Give me a break. Typical. Set the pick for the mid-range man. It'll be Dort instead. That's wide open. You're not covering him. And Dort again. Shares it. That's the right way. Yeah, that's the shoot. Isaiah Joe. Gilgeous-Alexander with Dort. Extra pass.
Light-skinned dude Dennis.
Yeah, they moved the basketball. There's no
Dort.
question.
Bang, nigga.
Typical. Timeout Val Mitchell trying to get there. Derek Queen helped out. You help, they burn you. Isaiah Joe, clean look. What else is new? They're going to get a last look. It'll be Mitchell, and he's going to get it like everything else.
By the end of the third quarter, the game was essentially wrapped up. The Thunder winning by 17 without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander playing a single minute in the fourth. Shai also didn't play in the fourth quarter in the game before this.
That's crazy.
The Thunder up by so much, they just didn't need him. He also didn't play in the fourth in their previous game against the Lakers, or the game before that against the Warriors. He did play a handful of minutes in the fourth in the game before that one, and then sat the entire fourth in the game before that. In fact, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, didn't play a single fourth quarter minute in 10 of the Thunder's last 15 games. OKC's so dumb.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's getting to a point. Like, these niggas are literally the Warriors of this generation. Like, just there's no, like, the 2020s are the Warriors of this generation. My nigga, the nigga just came off an MVP and an NBA championship, and this nigga is sitting the fourth quarter, damn near every game, and they're blowing out teams. He don't even have to play for real. This is crazy. This is crazy. These niggas gotta be nerfed. I don't give a fuck. Fuck these niggas.
dominant this season that they are eviscerating teams without the assistance of their MVP favorite to close out games. And this has been the story of the Thunder so far in the early NBA season. A 16-1 record through their first 17 games. Half of those games ending in a blowout. Their one loss of the season proudly coming at the hands of my Blazers. But coming off of what proved to be one of the most dominant seasons in NBA history, the Thunder have doubled back and found ways to get even better, with a gap on the rest of the league about as big as any team has ever had. Through their first 17 games, OKC has beaten their opponents by an average of 16.5 points per game. A margin of victory that not only leads the NBA this season, it is the largest margin of victory through 17 games in the history of the NBA. It's better than Jordan's Bulls, better than the 73-win Warriors, better than they were last season. The way they achieved this mind-boggling margin, just as impressive as the margin itself. Because a lot of these games are effectively over by the end of the third quarter. Against the Hornets, they were up by 17 going into the fourth, up by 36 against the Lakers going into the fourth. They had a 35-point lead against the Warriors after 3, 22-point lead on the Jazz, up 26 on the Pelicans after 3, up 18 on the Mavericks, up 19 on the Hawks. In fact, the largest season average point differential in NBA history was set last season by none other than the Thunder, beating teams by an average of 12.8 points per game. So far this season, the Thunder's
Warriors are not
point differential is over 14 points after just 3 quarters. They are beating teams by a record-setting margin before the fourth quarter even begins. They're not...
What? Yo, nah, these niggas are actually demons, bruh. Yo, ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, you know, most of these teams are like, we're like, damn, like, this team is OC. Like, these teams go crazy, but like, they'll probably fall off. Ain't gonna lie, this team ain't going nowhere. Cause you know, we all thought the Celtics were gonna be fake a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? But like now, like the Celtics ain't even the same no more. Jason Tatum, Achilles tear, all that. Ain't gonna lie, I feel like the Thunder, they ain't going nowhere. Like, they're gonna be here for a long time. I'm talking about like the Warriors type. Like, they're gonna be here for a while. They ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Facts.
Thunder have about 9 players who are legitimate starting caliber guys. Essentially,
I said that in an earlier video. They have 3 or 4 more niggas who can score 30 plus without a
slump or struggle to keep their momentum when faced with injuries. The Thunder have a factory line of quality players who can fill the gaps at any moment.
And they don't get injured. That's the thing I hate. Like, these niggas are lucky, bro. You know how hard it is to really stay healthy in the fucking NBA? It's so fast paced in so many games to the point that, like, bro, you're bound to get hurt. But these niggas, they don't get hurt. They're just one of those people who are just protected, bro. But they're good. So it's just like, okay, even if they are protected, but they're still good. That's what just pisses me off.
Record, I hate that as good as it is, doesn't quite capture just how big the disparity is between them and their opponents. There's a handful of teams around the league right now that are exceeding expectations as title contenders. The Spurs, Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, and Pistons. Now, all of these contending teams have good records, but not all wins are built the same. Despite having the same record, the Celtics have outscored their opponents by far more than the Bucks have. The Lakers have the 4th best record in the NBA, but only the 14th best point differential. But it is the Rockets and the Nuggets who have outplayed their opponents more than any other team in the league this season. The Rockets with a point differential of plus 146 and the Nuggets with a plus 165. But of course, there's the OKC Thunder, who have outscored their opponents by a record-breaking 277 points this season, a mile ahead of the next best team and the whole entire league. The Thunder are not just winning games. They are running teams off the court. Last season, OKC won 68 games. They beat teams by a larger margin than any team ever has before. They won a championship, and they came back the next season measurably better at just about every facet of the game. They're deeper, they're smarter, they're less reliant on free throws, and they've built on their chemistry that was established last season. But there's one area in particular that give the Thunder a near insurmountable lead on every other team in the league.
first round picks.
Their defense. The Thunder are suffocating teams with their size, their depth, and their athleticism. Their rotation is like a revolving door of active, tough, smart defenders. Teams are never given an opportunity to get on a run or capitalize on bad matchups. When one all-NBA caliber defender goes to the bench, another one pops up in his place. According to estimated defensive plus minus, the Thunder have 5 of the top 15 defenders in the entire league. 5. And they have 7 players sitting in the top 20. And this isn't even factoring in Jalen Williams, their all-NBA defensive star who has yet to suit up this season. If stopping the Thunder from scoring wasn't hard enough, scoring enough points to even compete with them has become the hardest thing in basketball. There's nowhere to hide. Every lineup is switchable, they're active, they're disciplined, they know their roles. This is not a young team winning on talent and pace, scoring. This is a young team that defends like a gritty veteran contender with a defensive profile that has become a recipe for walking its way through the regular season. And this is the part that should really worry the rest of the league. Hot shooting can come and go. Offensive explosions can be random, but a defense this good for this long is not a fluke. It's a system. When the Thunder aren't hitting their shots, they'll just hold you to 42.5 and make sure you aren't either. When they are hitting their shots, well, then you get scores like this. And it's not like it's 1 or 2 elite stoppers rising the tides for the rest of the team. Last season, the Thunder put up defensive numbers that made them one of the greatest defensive units of the modern NBA. In fact, they were so good that despite their 2 best defenders, Alex Caruso and Chet Holmgren, missing out on all defensive teams because of the minimum game requirement, the Thunder still had 2 players make all defensive teams. This team legitimately has at least 4 all-NBA caliber defenders. But there's one metric that pretty much sums up the historic nature of what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing on defense right now. Relative defensive rating. How many points do the Thunder give up compared to the league average? It's a metric we can use for comparing defenses across completely different eras without getting lost in pace, rules, and style of play. And the Thunder aren't just good. They are putting together the single best defensive season in NBA history. League average defense this year sits at about 115.5 points allowed per 100 possessions. OKC is at 104.1. That's a relative defensive rating of minus 11.4. By far, the best defense in modern NBA history. For some context, the 2004 Pistons, who are widely regarded as the greatest defensive team the league has ever seen, had a relative defensive rating of minus 7.5. Duncan Spurs, at their best, hovered around minus 7 to minus 8. The 90s Knicks teams that practically tackled anyone that came near the paint were in that same neighborhood. What the Thunder are doing right now is beyond all of them. In an era designed to make defense harder than it's ever been, OKC is lapping the best defenses of all time. Now, all of this stuff, the defense, the scoring, the depth, it's all great indication that this Thunder team is on a crash course with history. However, we are looking at a 16-game sample size. Not quite enough games to assume how this team will fare over the course of an entire season. If that were the case, then a 15-1 record or a 93.8% win rate has them on pace for about 77 wins this season. Of course, we know that's not how this works. Injuries can happen, bad streaks happen, schedules get tougher. But there is a metric by Cleaning the Glass called expected wins that attempts to factor all of this in and project how many games a team will win over the course of a season, not based on how many games they've won, but based on the quality of the team itself. When Golden State went on their historic 24-0 start to the season in 2015, this metric was spot on when it projected the Warriors would end the season with about 73 wins, the highest projected total for any team over the last 2 decades. The projected win total for the OKC Thunder this season? About 74 wins. Statistically on pace for the most dominant regular season of all time.
If they beat the Warriors, bruh. They beat the Warriors record. That'd be crazy. Actually, let's look at their record right now. Let's look at their record. OKC record. Bro. Oh my gosh, don't tell me my like this Wi-Fi is so dirt. Stats. Oh, they're 17-1. This is right in front of my face. I'm tweaking. They're 17-1. These niggas lost 1 game? Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah. Ow, that hurt. Oh hell nah. Yeah, whoever's in the league, good luck with them. Fuck that. Anyways, catch me on the next video. Fuck you.